Hello everyone, I'm Hercy Diana PUEYO, and today I will be discussing to you about the topic prioritizing prevention, intervention, control, and eradication of diseases and levels of prevention of controlled efforts. So this is under Unit 2, which is Epidemiology, Diseases, Injury and Death, and its prevention and control of conditions in the community. So next. So what is prevention? So prevention is the act or practice of stopping something bad from happening or the act of preventing something. So this is according to Wikipedia. So what is a disease? A disease is a particular abnormal condition that negatively affects the structure or function of all or part of our organism, and that is not due to any immediate internal injury. So diseases are often known to be medical conditions that are associated with specific signs and symptoms. Next, what is a disease prevention? So, a disease prevention is a procedure through which individuals, particularly those with risk factors for a disease, are treated in order to prevent a disease from occurring. So, treatment normally begins either before signs and symptoms of the disease occur or shortly thereafter. Okay, next, the kinds of disease prevention. So prevention includes a wide range of activities known as interventions aimed at reducing risks or threats to health. So there are three kinds of prevention. First, the primary prevention, the secondary, and the tertiary. So let's move on to the first prevention, which is the primary. So primary prevention aims to prevent disease or injury before it ever occurs. So this is done by preventing exposures to hazards that cause disease or injury, altering unhealthy or unsafe behaviors that can lead to disease or injury, and increasing resistance to disease or injury should exposure occur. So here are some examples of the primary prevention. First, the legislation and enforcement to ban or control the use of hazardous products, examples asbestos, or to mandate safe and healthy practices, example the use of seat belts and bike helmets. Here we have some photos. Next, the education about healthy and safe habits, example eating well, exercising regularly, and to not smoking. Lastly, immunization against infectious diseases. So let's move on to the second prevention. So secondary prevention aims to reduce the impact of disease or injury that has already occurred. This is done by detecting and treating disease or injury as soon as possible to halt or slow its progress, in encouraging personal strategies to prevent re-injuries or reoccurrence, and implementing programs to return people to their original health and function to prevent long-term problems. So here are some examples of the secondary prevention. First, regular exams and screening tests to detect disease in its earliest stage. For example, the mammograms to detect breast cancer. Here we have some pictures about the mammogram detection under the breast cancer illness. Next, daily low-dose aspirins or diet and exercise programs to prevent further heart attacks or strokes. And lastly, suitably modified work so injured or ill workers can return safely to their jobs. So the last prevention is the tertiary prevention. Tertiary prevention aims to soften the impact of an ongoing illness or injury that has lasting effects. This is done by helping people manage long-term, often complex health problems and injuries. For example, the chronic diseases, permanent impairments, in order to improve as much as possible their ability to function, their quality of life, and their life expectancy. So here are some of the examples of the tertiary prevention. First, the cardiac or stroke rehabilitation programs, chronic diseases management programs, or for example, diabetes, arthritis, and depression, etc. Second, the support groups that allow members to share strategies for living well. And lastly, vocational rehabilitation programs to retrain workers for new jobs when they have recovered as much as possible. So down to our last slide, which the importance of disease preventions. So first, disease prevention typically consists of methods or activities that seek to reduce or deter specific or predictable problems, protect the current state of well-being, or promote desired outcomes or behaviors. Also, disease prevention is important because it is a program that can empower individuals to make healthier choices and reduce their risk of disease and disability. At the population level, they can eliminate health disparities, improve quality of life, and improve the availability of healthcare and related services. For my last slide, I have here some YouTube links that can direct you to a deeper understanding of disease preventions. And also, I pasted here some of the references where I got the content of my report for today. So that's it. I hope you got something about what I've discussed. Thank you and God bless. Good end.